Have you ever wondered why some people seem more affected by the world around them than others? Well, it's all about sensitivity. Sensitivity, in its essence, is the quality of being responsive or affected by things around us. It's the way we react to stimuli, whether that be a loud noise, a bright light, or even an emotional event. Sensitivity is not a one-size-fits-all trait. It varies from person to person, just like height or eye color. Some of us are more sensitive than others, and that's perfectly normal. It's just part of the rich tapestry of human personality. Now, when we talk about sensitivity, it's important to understand that it's not a weakness. Quite the contrary, in fact. Sensitivity can be both a positive and negative characteristic, depending on how it's managed. It's like a double-edged sword. On one hand, a sensitive person might be more in tune with their emotions and the feelings of others, making them empathetic and understanding. On the other hand, they might also be more prone to feeling overwhelmed by intense situations or environments. And then, there are those who are not just sensitive, but highly sensitive. This is where we introduce the concept of highly sensitive people, or HSPs, a term coined by psychologists. HSPs represent about 15 to 20% of the population, and they experience the world in a more intense way than most. For them, everyday experiences can be incredibly stimulating, sometimes to the point of being overwhelming. But being an HSP also means having a rich inner life, with a deep ability to appreciate beauty and feel empathy. So what does it mean to be highly sensitive? Let's delve deeper. We'll explore the world of high sensitivity, from the science behind it to the everyday experiences of HSPs. We'll look at the challenges they face, the strengths they possess, and how they navigate through life in a world that can sometimes be a bit too loud, too bright, and too fast. So, buckle up and get ready for a journey into the intriguing world of high sensitivity. Being highly sensitive is more than just being overly emotional or easily upset. Let's delve into the world of high sensitivity persons, or HSPs, a term coined by psychologists to describe a subset of individuals who experience the world in a fundamentally different way. HSPs have heightened emotional responsiveness. This means that they don't just feel emotions, they absorb them. A casual remark, a poignant scene in a movie, or a touching gesture from a friend may resonate with them more deeply than with others. This heightened emotional response can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can lead to a rich inner life and deep emotional connections with others. On the other, it may lead to emotional exhaustion or overwhelm. HSPs also display increased empathy. They have a unique ability to pick up on the feelings and needs of those around them. This quality makes them excellent friends, leaders, and caregivers, as they can understand and respond to the emotional needs of others in a way that few can. Moreover, HSPs have a greater awareness of subtleties in their environment. They notice the delicate changes in light, the faintest of sounds, the most elusive of scents. This heightened awareness can make them perceptive and detail-oriented, but it can also make them more susceptible to sensory overload. Now, it's essential to clarify that sensitivity is not the same as introversion. Yes, they can overlap. Many HSPs are introverted, meaning they prefer quiet, minimally stimulating environments. But not all introverts are highly sensitive, and not all highly sensitive people are introverts. Sensitivity relates more to how deeply one processes information, while introversion relates to how one recharges their energy. High sensitivity is a complex trait. It's not a flaw or a disorder, but a different way of experiencing and interacting with the world. It's about feeling more, perceiving more, and being more attuned to the subtleties of our environment. High sensitivity is a complex trait that shapes a person's interaction with the world. But what causes some people to be more sensitive than others? You may find yourself wondering. Well, it's a fascinating blend of genetics, biology, and the intricate workings of the brain. Let's delve into the science behind sensitivity. Here, we encounter the concept of high sensitivity persons, or HSPs, a term coined by psychologists to describe individuals who have a heightened emotional response to stimuli. Research suggests that this heightened sensitivity might be linked to our DNA, Some studies indicate that there may be a genetic component to high sensitivity, pointing to a possible hereditary aspect. It's like inheriting your mum's eyes or your dad's love for jazz music. You could also inherit their sensitivity. But it's not just about genetics. Biology plays a pivotal role too. Our brains are complex, intricate organs that process a myriad of information every second. And for HSPs, this processing happens differently. When we talk about HSPs, we're referring to individuals whose brains actually process information more deeply. They're more in tune with their environments, more aware of subtleties, and more easily overwhelmed by high stimulation situations. Think of it like this. If our brains were computers, an HSP's brain would be the kind that opens every single file, reads it thoroughly, and remembers the details. On the other hand, a non-HSP brain might skim through the files, picking up only the necessary bits. Both are functional, but they operate differently. This deep processing of information leads to the unique experiences that HSPs have. They might find loud noises more jarring or be more moved by a beautiful piece of music. They might be more empathetic, picking up on emotions that others might miss. So, sensitivity is not just about being emotional or easily upset. It's a complex interplay of genetic and biological factors that shape how a person interacts with the world around them. In conclusion, being highly sensitive is not merely a personality quirk, a label to be casually thrown around. It's a fundamental part of who someone is, deeply rooted in their genetic makeup and the way their brain processes information. So being highly sensitive is not just a personality quirk, it's a fundamental part of who someone is. While high sensitivity can present challenges, it also comes with its own set of strengths. Highly sensitive people, or HSPs, often face certain difficulties in their day-to-day lives. For instance, they may feel overwhelmed by high levels of stimulation, such as loud noises or crowded spaces. This is because their brains process information more deeply, making them more prone to sensory overload. At times, this can make the world feel a bit too intense, leading to feelings of anxiety or stress. Moreover, HSPs may also feel misunderstood by those around them. Since high sensitivity is not widely understood, they may face misconceptions or stereotypes, like being labeled as too sensitive or overly emotional. This can lead to feelings of isolation or being out of place, as they may struggle to fit into a society that values toughness and resilience. But, like the two sides of a coin, high sensitivity also comes with its own unique strengths. One of the most notable is deep empathy. HSPs are often deeply in tune with the emotions of those around them, making them compassionate and understanding individuals. This ability to empathize makes them great friends, partners, and colleagues, as they are often the first to notice if someone is upset or uncomfortable. In addition, HSPs have a keen eye for detail. They are often the ones to notice the little things that others may miss, from a subtle change in someone's mood to a small detail in a work of art. This ability can be a tremendous asset in many fields, such as art, writing, and even science, where attention to detail is crucial. Finally, HSPs have a rich inner life. They often have a deep appreciation for beauty and can find joy in the simple things in life. This ability to find beauty in the ordinary can make them exceptional artists, writers, or simply deeply content individuals. Remember, being highly sensitive is not a flaw, it's a different way of experiencing the world. So, how can highly sensitive people thrive in a world that can sometimes seem too loud, too bright, or too overwhelming? It's a question many of us might ask ourselves, but fear not, as navigating this world with heightened sensitivity is not just possible, but can also lead to a rich and fulfilling life. The first step is self-care. Highly sensitive people, or HSPs, often have a keen awareness of the subtle changes in their environment, which can sometimes lead to sensory overload. Therefore, it's essential to prioritize self-care. This can include regular exercise, eating a balanced diet, getting enough sleep, and taking time each day for relaxation and reflection. Next, setting boundaries is crucial. This might mean learning to say no more often, or taking breaks when you need them, even if it's just stepping outside for a breath of fresh air. Remember, your needs and feelings are just as important as everyone else's. Setting boundaries helps protect your energy and maintain emotional balance. Furthermore, support is vital. Surrounding yourself with understanding friends and family can make a world of difference. Remember, it's okay to reach out when you're feeling overwhelmed. You're not alone, and there are people who want to help. And lastly, it's important to foster an understanding and acceptance of high sensitivity in others. This means educating those around you about what it means to be highly sensitive. By doing so, you're not only helping them understand you better, but also paving the way for other HSPs. So remember, being highly sensitive isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It allows you to experience the world in a way that others might not. It's about feeling deeply, having a rich inner life, and making meaningful connections with others. Sensitivity is a gift, not a burden. It allows individuals to connect with the world in a deeply meaningful way. So the next time you notice someone being too sensitive, take a moment to appreciate their unique perspective. Embrace your sensitivity, cherish it, and let it shine.